first game after the new year should be on the 9th. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Mm-hmm. I got a new desk and I took a lot off. But then again, I did just re-display all of them.
Has anybody heard from Jex? Like,
I have not. Well, earlier today, they expressed excitement for tonight's game. So, as far as I'm aware, they at least had a plan to show up. But I haven't heard from them recently. As far as I understood, they were going to be here on time and all that. And when I said we were going to have a later session, I've noticed a pattern that some players will stretch that out. That exact definition of late. But I have a backup plan. I have backups and I have contingencies. In particular, well, maybe we'll go over that.
That's a really cute setup.
Is that the Shino up there?
Was?
Devil Magical Girl Transformation Shino?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That is a cute setup. That looks great.
I had to turn the main light on because if it was just the LEDs, you wouldn't see anything.
I do see that you are a gentleman of culture, having a monitor that is lengthways.
Yeah. Yeah. The second monitor is just underneath that mic, just out of frame.
God bless it.
Curved ultra wide.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I just wanted like a curved, it was like the same like model, and make, like the same year, same general vibe, just like a but like regular widescreen. Um, and they sent me the ultra wide, and like that was like $200 more than the one I ordered. So I'm like, fuck it. But that did force me. My arms, my arms couldn't do the lengthways of monitors anymore because it's so fucking huge.
Oh, your monitor arms.
Yeah,
Ah.
so I had to change up how I arrange things. I do someday maybe get extra long monitor arms because I do like the lengthways setup for at least one of my monitors.
The vertical monitor is so clutch.
Yeah.
My PC's too old to have more than two display ports, so I can only support two monitors right now. I'm like, God damn, I'd love to have a third or a second, third monitor, second vertical.
I gotta say, it's pretty nice. I'm running with three monitors right now. 2DP and an HD, like HDMI. And it is like just for work alone, it is extremely nice. I know Michael knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I upgraded my GPU a couple years ago to have super crazy awesome, and I have four HDMI ports.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Well, it's working out.
Well,
Like,
when you're running a touch screen and two monitors and now a fourth large TV, or small TV, I think my PC is really doing a great job for the com comparatively.
um, have you run any games with that setup yet?
Yeah, I've got I boot up Baldur's Gate every now and then. I've played um, ESO.
Oh yeah.
That runs really nicely. Let's see what else. Uh, um, there's another game that I played on it that it runs way smoother than what I used to than just the standard graphics card that I used to have.
Minecraft.
Let me see if I can find it.
I believe that's a joke the kids use these days.
Um, City Skylines, that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that runs really smooth. I haven't played the new one yet. I've been wanting to get it, but old City Skylines, that one works really nice. And then yeah, ESO and Baldur's Gate are all pretty smooth.
Nice.
I did pay for the early access to Path of Exile 2.
How's that going?
It's pretty good. It is definitely harder than Last Epoch or Diablo 4, but
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
no, I've enjoyed it. It's also slower, which isn't terrible either. But I like the progression. I don't know if you've seen the freaking skill tree on it, but
No, I haven't.
It,
It
skill tree is putting it lightly. It's more like a skill root.
like skill constellation.
Yeah.
it's like 12 or 1400 points in it. So customization is just through the roof. And the respec's way more forgiving than Path of Exile 1 was, so.
It's got to be with the skill tree like that.
Well, Path of Exile 1 also had a huge skill tree, too. It's probably not quite that big, but
Seems to be what they're going for, from what I'm looking at here. Lots of customization, from what I can see. I googled it. I haven't played, so I'm just like looking at screenshots and stuff. Well, we are 10 to an hour in. So I think now's a good a time as any for us to get started. If we'd like, first things first, could I get a recap of the previous session? Oh, geez, a recap of the previous session and what we're currently dealing with.
I have the wrong notes open.
I can go ahead and start while you're waiting, Cat. So we did some cool little fun things. We uh, finished up the battle, the combat, um, where just kind of cleaning house a little bit. We found we kind of making our way through some of the tunnels. Um, we found an old sigil that looks to be kind of one that we can now use as a teleportation circle, but it looked like it was almost a ritual, so to speak. It was used to like uh, transform people into abominations to serve the cult. Um, we found potentially the best items in the entire game because we can now forge our own weapons of the apocalypse. Um, Not saying that's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing, it's just a really convenient thing. Um,
Do you
we
think Argrim would be upset if we made him the slave while he was gone?
I mean, the two people that put resistance up against it are not here.
Right? Like those voices of reason have gone real quiet. Um, but and those tools were locked in a casket that we managed to Jex using his fun little thieves tools managed to disarm with a really high roll. Didn't even have to use any magic for it. And then we explored a little more and actually found the anvil in the forge. The that previously was thought was an altar was actually the anvil used to beat the shape and mold the new weapons. And then from there, I think we explored a little further. We decided that we were going to take the go to the whatchamacallits, the water temple. On our way there, we encountered the fun little crocodile guys, um, and kind of wiped the floor with all of the with between Theo being back and using a couple of his spells and kind of getting everyone at those pinch points on the map. So, but we vanquished them. They died. We won. We are victorious, and we will fight to see another day.
Well, well put and well said. Go ahead and have an inspiration. Theo, is there anything anybody else would like to add?
The teleportation circle is also a blood magic circle, and if someone proclaimed fealty to Emix, they would get granted a boon. And in the room that housed the lizard men we killed. On the wall was the writing "Glory to the Prophet War Chief Drexa," which is probably our next big bad. And then Shabazz did hit point shenanigans.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. We are up to Theo is almost up to triple digits.
I don't. You still baffle me, buddy.
You now survive one power word kill. Or is it finger death? It's one of those.
Power word kill.
Power word kill.
What is today? 19th. Today's the 19th. Oh my god.
It is.
Today is the 19th.
You're right, Kat? You processing that?
I,
You gonna be okay there?
in the words of Little Dicky, brain gotta poop.
Brain gotta poop. All right. Well, we will start shortly after you left off with Jex, actually. Saying, all right, fellas. I know we all have a lot of stuff going on. I think the safest thing for us to do is when you guys scout out ahead, I'll just make sure that nobody's coming up behind us. We are leaving the earth and fire temples at our backs, technically. So I'd like to set up some alarms and things to give us a heads up if they try to pincer us, yeah?
Cool. Take Hargrim with you.
Oh no, I definitely want to go down there. To help.
Theo's the tank now.
He actually is.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I can tank for one combat.
There are things could be done. Polymorph. Polymorph on a T-Rex is like another 165 hit points or something crazy. 120.
Jeez.
Also a whole lot of fun. You watch as Hargrim plunks his hand into the nearby river and just pulls out a large clam shell and with his bare fingers pries it open and starts slurping on the insides.
So he's coming with us, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? Spend all this time trying to convince me I gotta get rid of drown, which I absolutely want to do. Now we're finally going down there. You don't want me to come with you? Make up your minds.
You can just give Drown safekeeping to me. There you
No.
go. I'm trying to give you an out, Teddy.
I appreciate that though. Is there any other preparations or anything we want to do?
No, I don't think so. I think we were prepared to head on down this time.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Is there anything that I can cast on people?
Give us a pass without trace, because why not?
Sure. Let's give them the old. Um, how long does this last? 1 hour.
Please
Okay.
note that I am joking, so please
I think.
do what you would want.
I think I will hold off for now, but it'll be in the pocket just in case.
Big feet at church.
I suppose then we're just gonna go ahead and go down these stairs, huh?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Just down these stairs.
Just right down the road.
Towards the manifest zone where I throw in drown.
Just right down the road.
Weapon I'm not codependent on at all.
Just right down the road. It's okay, you'll get a different boss weapon.
Your party begins descending down the spiraling, slick, moss and algae covered stairs. It is cold down here, cold and wet. The precipitation in the air is high. You can feel it in your hair, soaking into your clothes. Well, light a torch.
I will. Oh wait, I think I still have. I should still have dark vision. I cast dark vision on myself. That lasts, right? Hold on. Yeah, that lasts for 8 hours.
Dark. Oh, there we go. I can see now.
Pizzazz's token is not on the map right now, but assume that he is there, and when it becomes combat relevant, we'll add him to the map.
I add Navi.
Of course.
Okay. Wow, this is oddly deja vu.
How do you mean?
Hey, you just go down the water temple and you're immediately greeted with a boat.
The walls are rough, but slippery stone. That, while someone truly athletic won't have much trouble with, for most people, it might be difficult to climb these walls due to how slick the stone is. You traverse underneath a roaring waterfall that pours into this mossy cavern. The wet stairs hug the western wall, climbing higher than the waterfall and descending into the water-filled basin. Where the stairs meet the water surface, an iron post juts at an angle, and a flat boat is tied to it. tunnels to the northeast and northwest channel the water from the pool. Most curiously, above the pool, a 7-foot diameter globe of water hovers in midair.
Where?
It's not shown on the map, but it is in the
Oh.
center of the.
Okay.
Can we tell by looking at it if it's magic?
It is very obviously magic. It is an orb that is suspended in the air, made out of water.
I am proficient in Arcana. Both of you are as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yo,
Got a
word.
+9. 8.
Can one of us roll to try to ID exactly what it is?
Sure thing.
I will give. What's your Arcana, Shabazz?
Mine's only +5.
Oh. If you want to give me advantage?
Yeah, I'll give advantage to whoever's wants to roll for it.
Hmm.
16. The water is clearly magical. Though it's less the water itself is magical, but most of the magic comes from a field of transmutation around the water. It has been enchanted. So the magic is weaving through the water, making it the artifact that it is. You don't think that it can be destroyed by a dispel magic, but it can be temporarily shut down. It appears that its purpose purpose is to carry somebody or something inside whoever touches the bubble, but it can only comfortably fit 2 people of a medium size, and even then it's cramped. It will presumably carry whoever is in the orb someplace else, but you cannot tell where or how fast. You can tell that while you are within the orb, whoever's traveling within it will have the benefits of the water breathing spell.
Hmm.
I don't know that we want to mess with it. You guys want to mess with it?
Hmm.
I can give us water breathing normally. Aside
Yeah.
from where it goes, there is some curiosity on where it goes, but I'm not gonna walk down here and just be like, "What does this do?" and just get myself into trouble. I may be ditzy, but I do have an IQ that is higher than room temperature.
Some level of self-preservation.
Or pardon, I guess that's the wisdom more than the intelligence speaking.
The only thing I was thinking is if we can get all 4 of us shrunk down enough to get in there, then we could all go. But
Well, maybe the 3 of you, because in Hargrim turns to look at the four of you because Pizzazz is there. His eyes are glassy and sort of milky, and you see barnacles and coral growth start jutting out of his skin. I think I gotta go. And then he melts into a puddle of water.
Oh,
All right.
That's a reaction? All right. Wow. She knows heartbroken.
Pretty intent on
Theo would be like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck." And would is yeah, not good.
Well. Well. Here we go.
If we cast Wall of Water, can we keep Hargrim with us?
Well, maybe I will say that the puddle is moving fast as it drips down the side of the stair wall.
How big is the puddle?
Well, it would still be the same amount of mass because of how physics works.
All right. Then how about you tell me how I can interact with liquid Hargrim? Liquid!
fits within a 5-foot cube. That's Hargrim.
Well, roll initiative.
Oh.
If you beat Hargrim, you can cast Shape Water on him.
Okay. We gotta beat Hargrim. Oh, I see what's happening. I gotta beat him in initiative, not like literally beat him up.
Yes.
Oh, okay, bye.
Your reflexes are not fast enough for you to cast Shape Water in the time that Hargrim vanishes into the pool as a puddle of water, and will have his own little adventure that we'll talk about later. The cavern does seem to echo with Hargrim's voice, though, as he says, "She calls to me. It'll be all right, fellas. She's just real convincing right now." And the chamber goes silent.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know what, Shabazz? How about instead of making us tiny, we just make the water orb big? And then we can all go inside and see where it goes.
Yeah, works for me. Same concept, just reversed.
I suppose I shall fly after you, my liege.
Theo will kind of walk down and kind of actually he'll fly over. The sphere is kind of like centered of this waterfall area.
Yes.
Hmm.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'll let the others know that there's pathways up here.
I'm
Well,
assuming we're supposed to take the boat and row it down the stream and be all merrily.
I think we should tie some rope to it and walk it down the stream since we can walk on the water. How intimidating would that be? This is a water temple, and we're like you walk in the room walking on the water, pulling the thing you should arrive in.
Hey guys, I found this boat.
You can
And
make an investigation check if you want to learn more about the boat, though.
anyone lose a boat?
We found a stray boat.
Investigación.
My passive perception right now is 21. Shino's passive perception's probably, or investigation's probably through the roof, isn't it?
My investigation is 15. My passive is 23.
Wow. So you guys do notice some things about the cave in general. One, Theo, your investigation check does inform you that the punt is a long, flat-bottom boat with a pole for navigation. It can fit 7 medium-sized creatures.
Wow.
Uh, the punt has an AC of 8 and 50 hit points. The iron post that it is attached to is a recent addition to the cavern, planted haphazardly into the rock of the staircase. It seems pretty obvious to you that its purpose is to moor the punt.
Okay.
To the northeast, Theo, you did notice carved into the stone is the symbol of the crushing wave.
Mm.
Northeast. This way. Okay.
Is it noisy in here because of the waterfall?
Pardon me, it is. Also, one other detail. You have about from where Shino and Shabazz is standing, you have about 10 feet worth of clearance before the cavern ceiling. Like you could hop onto some stalactites
Mm.
from there. And it is a 15-foot drop to the water below. So roughly 25 feet to the ceiling. But I will also say, unless otherwise stated, most caverns and rooms will have a clearance of 10 feet from the surface of the water to the ceiling.
So this is just my first thought. I feel like they're probably watching for the boat, but we could maybe fly and bring the boat with us above us, or by the rope. And I could maybe cast an image in there. I don't know, just talking out loud.
Once you do go through any of these like canals, your clearance does become 10 feet. So you'll be pretty low, close to the water, relatively speaking.
What's the wave cult's name again?
The crushing wave.
Russian wave.
Also, with some investigation, it appears that the water, at least in this room, and will consistently throughout the dungeon, unless otherwise stated, the water is going to be 20 feet deep, give or take.
Okay.
Did you ritually cast both water breathing and water walking on us?
Uh huh. I mean, I can.
Yeah, I think probably.
I'm definitely doing water breathing. Water walk is an hour, but it is ritual, so I guess I could cast it in between combats. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can Navi take a little dip underwater just to see if there's anything there?
Sure. In this particular room?
Yeah, I'll just like move her there, dip underwater, and just kind of do a scan.
Very good. Can I get Theo to roll a d6 as well?
Uh-oh.
I suppose.
Thank you.
I am flying, by the way, if that didn't.
Two massive Sahagin come out of there.
Yeah.
Two massive Zahagan do not come out of the ground. When Navi submerges into the deep, it does get precariously dark. Um, you don't find anything of particular value.
Uh-huh.
You do find what appears to be a sort of graveyard of sacrifices. A number of bloated bodies that have been tied to heavy objects sunk near um, the bottom of the pool, while others have suffered entropy to the point of being waterlogged skeletons. Humanoids and creatures alike. Actually, from this angle, beneath the bodies, Navi does see that carved into the lake bed is, in fact, a massive depiction of the symbol of the crushing wave.
Is it the ancient one, the ancient version, or is it the more modernized version?
It is the ancient version.
Okay. All right. Well, are we taking a pass, or are we just making the bubble bigger and seeing what happens?
Um, we determined that if we made it bigger, all it does is just cast water breathing.
Well,
I mean, it'll
teleports,
cast water breathing anyways, but it'll hold more of you.
Mm.
and it doesn't it take us somewhere?
That is what Theo has sussed out.
So I don't think we need to be jumped into a freaking random teleportation water orb without Hargrim. Who knows where it's going to drop us, into what room with how many enemies?
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
If Hargrim is still even with us, he's water. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. I mean, I think we should just go in. Not overthink it, but just go in. But I don't think the water bubble's very smart without
Yeah.
knowing where it goes and having a tank.
I think with our water breathing and water walking, I think we should be okay if we took one of the paths. I think we'd survive.
Left or right? Because you're our tank.
um, the symbol that I saw was northeast, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, then we'll head northeast.
Are we just gonna fly and walk on the water, or are we gonna try to take the boat and pretend?
I like your pretend idea.
I mean, we can always do it, but let's at least make them think we're taking the boat.
We could have you and me sit in the boat and Theo fly and pull us.
Pizzazz is with us too. You can mount Pizzazz if you want.
Could Pizzazz pull us?
I am absolutely able and willing to provide this service to you, my leeches.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't see Tucket, so I forgot about him.
A horse-drawn boat.
Yeah. Well,
Do you also have fly?
me? No.
I knew some charming, silky mares in my day.
I mean, technically, if I'm magical girl, I can fly, but that's an expensive fly.
Since I'm not using my concentration or anything else, and I have it from the instrument anyway, I'll go ahead and cast that on Shino.
Ooh, okay.
Up to 10 minutes.
But remember, it's concentration, so I don't necessarily intend on keeping it that full time. It's just in case
Sure.
as we get in there.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna suggest this. You don't have to, Theo, but pass without a trace now probably wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I was. You beat me to it. And I'll do it through my dragon mark, so I don't have to use a spell slot.
Very good.
And I believe that's for an hour. I will double check. Yeah, 1 hour.
I don't know that it's terrible either. Maybe if you don't hang out with Pizzazz too. I mean, I don't know he can do the pulling, but I kind of feel like the shit's coming from underwater. So by us being in the boat and you being above it, they may not see you right away. That's me just guessing, but
If we're worried about what's underneath, I can just have Navi just kind of trail or lead behind us underwater.
yeah, it's probably not a terrible idea. Let's do that.
Just kind of give us a moment before we do get sprung up from underneath. Yeah, I'll do that. I will functionally have Navi, um, so let's just say trail behind the boat. Just like underwater. Just a little bit. Just enough to see. Not like super deep or anything.
It's the tip.
And yeah, I will. I shall too be in the boat.
Quote unquote in the boat. Oh, that. Pizzazz begins to pull the boat behind him, obscured by your pass without a trace.
Mm.
You approach the narrowing cavern. It grows darker. No natural light, and Pizzazz needs to glide closer to the water than he would like. Occasionally having to dodge or dip between or under stalactites, occasionally his hooves drift along the surface of the water. It's rather tranquil, to be honest.
Oops.
Pizzazz attempts to move at relatively the same speed as the boat. At a gentle, a 10 feet a turn. Under normal circumstances, with the occasional glow of bioluminescent lichen. This might have been pleasant, if not for the promise of violence and the eerie feeling of a holy place pulled into a sacrosanct state. Thousands of years ago, this might have been a pleasant, mystical sojourn, perhaps even romantic. For those.
Sheena, you missed out. Too bad Hargrim's water. I mean, technically, if you really want to think about it, Hargrim might be here with us, so you could be on this little romantic boat ride with him and not even know it. What do they call that? Missed connections?
Gonna take away an inspiration for that one.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Might
But,
as well, because I ain't got a clapback.
Maybe scoop some into the boat and maybe that can be him.
the water burbles. Oh, I'm not gonna be here for another 2.5 hours. You do come across a branching path and a rather precarious sight. To the south, you hear and see a drop of water, the top of a waterfall, descending down into a deeper cavern. You might note on the map there are these arrows here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, those arrows denote the direction of a powerful current.
Mm.
Should you get too close, anybody in the water will be pulled in that direction, even with a swimming speed. The actual rules will be more complicated than that. With a swimming speed, it'll be an athletics check. Without a swimming speed, you are automatically pulled that way.
So, does that apply to us um, if it's water walking?
Give me an Arcana check.
Since we're kind of bloop.
It would be similar to creatures with swimming speeds, though it may be an acrobatics check instead of an athletics check.
Okay.
To the northeast, you hear a chorus of quiet groans. The last protests of a prolonged agony. A ribbon of dry land hugs the walls of this cavern, the walls of which are covered with excuse me, it blew my brains out with a sneeze there. The walls of which are covered with chalk-crawled symbols of elemental water. In the center of this cavern, a wrought iron cage dangles from a rope lashed to a stalactite. 3/4 of the cage hang submerged in the pool that fills the middle of the cavern. Dozens of humanoids pack the cage, elemental water symbols raised in a scar on every brow. Tired hands grasp at the bars as the captives struggle to press their mouths above the water. Among the mass of wrestling forms, some lie still, floating face down inside the cage.
Hmm. So, Cage of Death or Waterfall.
Hmm. Well, don't we have Featherfall? So I mean, if we go down the waterfall, we can just glide down.
Yeah, I
We
guess
both
that's
can
a good
fly
point.
right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
And Pizzazz has a movement flying speed of 90 feet, so I'm sure he can get to me before.
Plus,
Oh, yeah.
maybe with my strength, we could carry the boat down the waterfall while we fly down or featherfall down.
Yeah?
Huh.
Yeah, why don't we head toward the cage? Yeah, if we're the good guys, are we really gonna let all those people just continue to drown
Yeah.
as we float gently down the waterfall? Go bungee jumping while the people are drowning.
Well,
They
Alright.
all, it might have been lost in some of the other noise. They are all clearly cultists. They all have the symbol carved into their heads.
oh, so it's a
Mm.
fight.
Well, not necessarily, but I just want to make sure nobody missed that detail. It is something to take into consideration. That they do all look to have been crushing wave reavers.
Do they look? I don't even know if I could tell, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Do they look like they're imprisoned or tortured?
Yes,
Yeah.
both. They are well. Roll an insight check for me. It doesn't take a roll to see yes, but insight or investigation
Oh.
could glean more.
Investigation, you say? Let me roll a 2. Ooh. I clicked it, but it's laggy. There we go.
There we go. All right. So this does appear to be some kind of ritual. Um, you don't believe any of the folks inside are non-cultists or people forced into the cult. They all seem to have like they're all like strapping men and women um, with scars and signs of battle and otherwise tough, or occasionally with tattoos. Some of them with tattoos that denote a career at sea. Um, but it is also clear that they're not in there willingly. Um, they are fighting for who gets the right to breathe because there is intentionally not enough room in the cage for everybody. Um, with a 23 investigation, you get the feeling that this is a place where either Gar or whoever's leading the water cult now um, would punish cultists and practitioners. Um, the purpose becomes clear to you, especially from what you remember of Gar and the message and the edicts of the cult of the crushing wave, which which espouses the virtues of strength and survivability more than the other cults. It is a fight for survival. It is an elimination round, right? Whoever is not strong enough over a extended period of time to still be breathing, the people who are pushed down lose their right to life, right? Those who are strongest to remain on top where they can breathe, they earn the right for redemption in the eyes of the cult. They are prisoners. They are being tortured. It is also, in a sick way, a ritual learning lesson and test for those inside. You get the feeling everybody in there had done something that has upset a higher up water cultist, and this is their chance to either like prove their innocence or get a second chance or what have you.
I mean, if we want a dispatch of them quickly, they're all contained.
I want to dispatch of them quickly. Just have Pizzazz step on the cage and submerge it further.
Is that what we want to do? Because if we just want to slaughter them, we can slaughter them.
I don't know what we want to do.
Do we have a count on them? Can we see how many of them there are?
Yes. There are 8 living crushing reapers. They don't have any weapons or armor on them.
And does it look like the cage goes like much further down, or is it like they're just kind of sitting in shallow water waiting for the cage to be filled or whatever? Like, are they treading water and there's dead bodies underneath them, or are they kind of just sitting?
3/4 of the cage hangs submerged in the pool.
Okay.
And
hanging.
the water, yes, it is hanging by a rope, and the cage. The cage is not fully submerged, but it can be. The water is about 20 feet deep. The cage is 10 by 10.
Okay.
Do we see anything or any other creatures in there other than what's in the cage?
I would like a perception check from Theo, specifically. Theo's the only one with enough dark vision.
Perception. Ooh.
You can't be sure. The sight of the humanoids in the cage are too distracting.
So, what would be our intent with these guys? Are we gonna set them free, or are we just gonna end their suffering?
I mean, we could just put them out of their misery since they're cultists and we're gonna kill a bunch of their friends later. No witnesses. Um, because you never know what might release them.
Shaban?
I feel like he wants them dead anyway, so
Okay.
like I think killing him probably goes with what he wants to do. So my instinct is to not kill him because I don't want.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying. Because if we kill him, that might just be what he wants. We think somebody thinks that they've upset whoever did it anyway. So, and you never the contrarian. I don't know that I would want to go along with what he's doing. I almost want to do the opposite of that. And plus, there's something about nearly drowning that might change your mind about your life as a cultist too. I don't know. What do you guys think? You got the AOE's because you guys could both nuke them if you want. We don't know that there's anything else in there.
We also don't have to nuke them.
What if we?
They're trapped in a cage. We can just cantrip them to death.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, they're in a cage, so from what it looks like, they're locked in. So we could just like kind of.
It's a shocking grasp, like
I
That's
mean,
what-
Thanks to the
well,
bottom.
I mean,
That's why I did firebolt. Is I was gonna firebolt the rope. If we're gonna kill him, I'm just gonna firebolt the rope, and let it sink and have him drown. And then
I mean, do we even really want to do that? Like, they're in a cage. They can't get to us. Like, we
if,
could
if we're not
we could explore the chamber and all they're doing is just yelling mean things at us.
if we're gonna leave them behind us, I'd rather leave them dead behind us, because someone could walk around and set them free, and then we'll have a flank.
I agree with that. Either we save them or we kill them. Like, I don't. And plus, they're cultists. Let's just kill them. You guys want to kill them?
They- If we free them, yeah, you're right. They're cultists. If we free them, what's to stop them from just fucking throwing hands, anyways?
That's true.
We're on their turf.
I'm just curious because I'm just reading the wording just because I'm. What if?
I mean, even if they fight, do they have weapons or anything?
Hey, Teddy,
No.
what would happen if Shino wanted to reduce the cage?
I think it just simply doesn't work.
It's
I was
reduced
reading
to
the wording.
object. Here, I'll put it up again. Creature or object. What does reduce do?
It reduces it. I don't. It says not enough room to turn double in size. I'm thinking freaking Play-Doh. How they just kind of ooze out the cage as you gush them all.
Target size is halved in all dimensions. Oh, that's a target. What if you reduce an object?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's the cage and it reduces, it's just iron or whatever. It's just gonna get smaller, and anything that can stay in there will. I don't know. I'm asking because I'm sadistic. Obviously.
I mean, could we follow the same line of ruling with heat metal? Like,
Pretty sadistic too.
just
Oh,
kind of
I
like
see.
you can heat metal if it's a construct, a metal construct. Why can't you shrink a cage if it's a cage?
You guys want a jacuzzi? What the
Teddy's
fuck?
googling it.
I am googling it.
I honestly haven't come across anything with that, but I'm just reading the wording on it. That's all I'm doing. And I'm sadistic.
So it reduces it by one space. It won't kill them. It'll just make them more cramped. For a couple reasons. One, at least when it comes to enlarging a creature, if the creature can't double in size, it'll just grow until it can fit. Right? I imagine the same sort of arcane logic applies to other similar situations, just in reverse. But also, um, the cage is a 10 by 10 cage. The PHB says that a creature can move through a space that is one size category smaller than itself. Right? While squeezing through a space, a creature must spend one extra foot for every foot it moves there, and it has disadvantage on attack rolls and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against a creature have advantage while it's in the smaller space. So taking that into consideration, it won't hurt them. It will make them real friendly with one another.
Wait though, because it would reduce it to a 5 by 5, right? If it's 10 by 10 now, one size smaller, make it 5 by 5.
Real cramped.
But because 5 by 5 is one square. What happens when you're sharing? You can pass through space of somebody, but you can't share space. So they would all be on the same 5x5 square. You get jutted to the side one way or the other.
Uh,
Because you can't, like, you can go through it, but you can't share the same space with a friendly target. So if all 8 that are alive plus whatever's dead in there is all cramped into a 5x5.
Well, that is
That's-
true. You know how
I mean,
big a 5-foot square is
But we're also
compared to a
talking,
human being.
that's 8 people now, though, like struggling. And
Hmm.
how many dead ones are in there?
yeah, okay. How many
No,
dead,
I'm taking the rule in. I'm just saying.
how many dead ones?
Because rules as written say if you're all on a 5x5, then somebody gets jutted to the side, and that's like at least 7 live ones that would have to be jutted. And if they're jutted, they have to go through the cage. So I'm just arguing that it would still be Play-Doh. But ruling accepted. We can move on.
All right, here's your here's your here's your comparison of like a person in a 5-foot square, medium-sized creature.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh.
disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is rules as written say they
Rules
get
as
jutted.
written.
Yeah.
Pushed out. Oh man, fucking
Uh,
fucking rules.
all right, so we're killing them.
I mean, if we really want to be rude about it and sadistic about it,
Let's get a closer look. We've got
we,
Pass Without a Trace on. Why don't we get a closer look at it?
given the real life applications, rules as witnessed, um, I mean, we don't even have to have AoE spells. That's a 5-foot square. You could have a touch.
Be fucking. Yeah, I would say that there's like limbs and stuff poking out for sure if you were to cast reduce on the cage. If nothing else, I'd probably deny their dex bonuses to their AC. Give them the immobilized condition.
Should I drop a slow on them too?
Just an extra level of fuck you.
Can we get a bit closer? Like,
Yeah,
let's go stealthy wise and get in there a little bit because I don't think we should go. I know this is very metagaming, but it feels like that is like a dungeon where you fuck. Now I got to go start over.
how close do you want to get?
I don't know, closer. Yeah, that's better.
Shino and Shabazz can now make perception checks.
What is your perception? Trying to
8.
decide if it's better that one of us rolls or one of us rolls with advantage.
8.
Mine is 11.
Yeah, you're probably better. You know what? I was gonna say, you know what? I'll do it anyway. I'll take some water in my hand and polish off the top of your dome just to add a little bit of light to the area.
All right. My passive perception is 21. See what we got.
Mm.
Shabazz, you do see a large silhouette lurking in the water just at the edge of your dark vision. It is definitely a large creature of powerful stature. It does not seem to have noticed your group. It may or may not be asleep. But it is being quiet and it is large.
I think so. I think I mean, we got past without chase, so
All right.
we got that
If
plus 10.
If we're sneaking up closer, I just want consent from everyone else. The second we're made, I want to firebolt the rope and sink the cage.
Very good. You do have pass without a trace. So
'Cause
we'll see.
If that thing's gonna jump out and like free all those guys, I'd rather not.
I do want a stealth check
Unless
from
that
everybody.
unless that thing is like supposed to guard it.
Your DC is 21 for the stealth check.
Everyone you said?
Oh no.
Correct.
Well, we have a plus 10, but that doesn't
And
help 5.
only 2 out of 3 of you need to succeed.
Does Shabbat or
21, huh?
All right, Shino, it's all up to you.
I need
Right,
to roll an 11.
What's that, Shabazz?
Do you need pizzazz to roll?
No.
I need to roll an 11 or higher, so that's like what, 45% chance? That's good.
Go ahead and move 20 feet in whatever chosen direction. Because Shabazz controls Pizzazz, we'll use Shabazz's token to determine which direction you guys go.
I'm thinking that way or that way.
You're in charge, boss.
Well, we're all telepathically communicating. We know that creature right over there a bit.
I don't know if. Well, okay, maybe.
Oh, speaking of, before you finish that thought, I need a d6 from Shino and Shabazz. Please continue.
Maybe we go like towards the left because I can kind of see like there's a bend here, so maybe there's something lurking in the shadows around here. So if we go this way, we'll be further away and a better advantage to see it. Question mark? D6?
You good with that, Theo?
Yeah, I'm good.
D6.
Oh,
So I would have Pizzazz lead the boat so it kind of followed the shoreline.
Mm-hmm. Understood?
I still can't fully see around that corner.
What about Navi?
there's nothing there.
She's in the same square as me.
At least from what I can tell, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Navi's underwater though, right?
Yes. Technically, yes, Navi is underwater.
Navi can better clearly see, now that she's aware of it, the lumbering silhouette waiting underneath the water on the far side of the pool. Shino, you can make a nature check to try and identify it.
Is it the same lumbering creature Shabazz saw?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, then I'll tell him that it's in the water too. Same things in the water. Nature check. Where the fuck is nature? There it is. 7. There's my 2.
Fucking, you don't know. Yeah, fucking.
I don't know shit.
It's big.
Whatever that is, it's a freak of nature.
It really is. It has like these like weird like aquatic growths coming out of it and stuff, like strange spines and things. But in the darkness, you can only really see like it's a vague, powerful shape.
Alright. Just reconfirming. If shit goes down, y'all are okay for me to firebolt the rope.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, then I'm holding my reaction to firebolt the rope soon as shit pops off. Albeit from us or the lumbering creature in the darkness.
You can tell that it is vaguely humanoid. 2 legs, 2 arms.
Vaguely humanoid freak of nature.
Yeah, so it's not like a sea monster or anything, right?
Didn't we fight a troll in the other freaking water temple?
Oh, we did fight trolls! Could be a hag, too. I don't know. What are we doing now, boys?
I kind of want to get it to move one way or another.
I
Do you want me to send Navi to, like, fuck with it?
I could cast banishment on it and use the 4th level.
We still not quite sure what it is. So banishment might not do anything to it, I guess is what I'm saying. Because banishment is like elementals and demons and stuff, right? It's got to have a different plane to go back to.
No, not
Well, no.
necessarily.
If it's something from the material plane, it just kind of locks it in a demi-plane for a little bit, but it eventually comes back.
And then if it's on the same plane, it just puts you in a random spot on that same plane.
Yeah. But if it's from a different plane, then it's gone for good. Returned home.
So would your
Banishment
plan be
is a really good spell.
just banish it and move past it then?
Sure. I'm good with that.
Okay. Lock in whether or not you are casting your spell.
All right. Well, I mean, if we're ready, yeah, I mean, within 60 feet, and then should be good. So 4th level banishment. Here we go.
Hold on just one second. We can both see it, right? I mean, because it says, the spell says you have to be able to see it, so we can see it enough to be able to cast on it?
Yeah, once you've seen it, you could like point it out, and everybody can see the silhouette.
All right, so am I casting it?
I'll use unsettling words on it as well.
Very good. I will roll in private since you guys don't know what the creature is. It rolled a 3. So you cast your spell. Is Pass Without a Trace concentration? I don't think it is, right?
No, it's not.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm about 100% sure it is. Well, 98.
Not because I cast it. It's innate
It is
through my. Is it?
It is still concentration.
Okay.
So,
well,
you begin casting your spell. And then you hear a whoa, and the entity disappears. You guys up here, and the crushing wave reavers all see you. Intruders. Maybe they're here to help us. We have to help ourselves. I think I know that guy. That guy's house. He fought us. Heard about them. And just like a bunch of rambling and moaning and struggling against the bars. What do you want to do?
I said I would firebolt the rope as soon as we popped off, so I guess I'm firebolting the rope, huh?
You firebolt the rope. The rope snaps, the cultists scream and they start sinking deeper into the water. With the weight of the cage, they continue sinking until they're completely submerged.
All right, they'll die in about 5 minutes.
What else do you guys want to do?
Uh, how long is banishment? A minute. A minute? A minute. So we should probably lay an ambush for him to come when he comes back, eh?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, I could hold a an erupting earth or some sort of, I don't know. Um, that's concentration.
Well, banishment is also concentration too. So, the second you drop banishment concentration, he shows up, and then you can cast a new spell.
I thought we were gonna just move past him, or we're gonna wait for him to come back and try to kill him.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
You got
All right.
30 seconds to decide.
Let me do a quick investigation of the room to see if there's anything worthwhile here.
Okay, roll investigation.
21. That was a shit roll, but whatever.
There is a satchel of weapons and armor to the side, just over here in that nook where you were thinking another guy was going to show up.
Oh, okay.
It is pretty typical for crushing wave reavers. It's like shark tooth swords and things of that nature. Nothing of particular value of import. More information as to their identities.
I think we're gonna have to kill it now. How far are we gonna get away from it? Are we gonna get in 30 seconds?
You can just
Because
get
when
around
it
with
comes back, it's gonna see the cage underwater and everything.
Well, I can hold a spell. I can hold Rhymes Binding Ice, which makes, I'll just link it. Like Constitution saving throw to restrain it for a little bit if it if it fails.
It's just one action to break out of it, though, isn't it? I'm just reading it, but it would hold him for a turn. But
That's a whole turn of actions. It's that could be a whole turn of a fireball or something of the sort, vitriolic sphere or hell, Odalukes if need be if it's large.
technically 2 rounds because it's the round it happens, and then he has to use an action to escape.
3d8 cold damage also ain't bad.
And I feel like 2 solid rounds of Eldritch blasting, and yeah, that'll fuck anyone up. If we're staying to fight. If not, then let's probably do something.
I think we're staying to fight now.
Okay.
There's a splash.
Yep, he's back.
Splashes into the water. By the way he moves, even though it's dark, you can't identify that the figure is a lake troll. He catches his breath. Where the fuck was I? Where was I? Was I dead? Might have been dead for a bit.
But
I
you
do
wish you
imagine
were.
death so much that I. Wait, who's that?
We're friends.
Oh,
Deception check.
He seems so nice. Deception. Ugh.
I imagine death so often that it feels like a memory. It takes him a couple seconds. A friend, aren't you? Well, wait, what's that burning I smell? Our
Uh,
buddies! He's gonna start dragging this cage out of the water. Do we want to initiate combat?
Do we?
I think you guys did this.
Oh, guess we don't have a choice anymore.
Actually, hold on. I would like to cast Charm Person and no, we came here. You were gone and we found the cage like that. You appeared just in time to save them as I cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a humanoid. Fuck.
He is not a humanoid. Do you have a version of that spell that
Uh,
affects non-humanoids, giants perhaps?
I thought I did, but I think I thought about getting it and chose not to. Um,
One of the sputtering cultists, as they're dragged up above the water,
nope.
coughs up Brian and says, "I think we can trust him." No, man. He tried to kill you guys.
Unfortunately, I don't have a different spell.
I don't think I'm gonna kill them.
Is that Shino's initiative from the Hargrim thing?
Yeah.
That is Shino's initiative from the Hargrim thing. Remove those. Get out of those. Get out of there.
Go on, get.
Anyways, we're gonna roll initiative.
Ooh. I still go before it. God damn.
You sure do. So let's get a quick round of combat in, and then we'll take our break. Starting with Theo.
Was it fire and cold that stopped their regeneration?
Yeah. I thought it was just a threshold of fire per round, like that it get hit with fire damage twice.
Oh, that's right. It had to get hit by fire and cold.
Or
Yeah. So I will go ahead and then cast. I will get within 30 feet, 30-foot cone. You know what? We'll just go right here, and I will cast the Rhymes Binding Ice.
Regains 5 hit points and starts if it takes cold and fire.
yeah, it's still a regen if he only takes one, but it's
Okay.
half.
Okay. Yep, that's all coming back to me.
And spell DC is actually not 14. It is 16. I don't know why it still says 14.
Just roll 20. Unable to do math. Very good. Constitution saving throw for the lake troll. All right. That is going to be a failure on his part. Please roll your damage.
I believe it was 15 cold.
Oh, yes, I see that now.
It's +3. It's evocation.
It's already calculated.
No, it's not.
It should be.
It is not.
It is not, so plus
It's not.
3.
18 damage. Very good. Oh shit, it's 50% of my weakness! Oh no. All the cultists are dead.
Oopsies.
It is a cone.
Did I do that?
Anything else, Theo?
And then we're gonna go 25 of I'll go right over here.
Very good. I believe that brings us to Shabaz's turn next.
Your ice and fire, are those saves or are those attack rolls?
My fire is firebolt, which is attack.
And is yours going to be a save there, Theo for cold or fire?
If I remember correctly, it's just on the turn. So any
Oh,
creature
it's a
in that area must make a Constitution saving throw. So yeah, once it's been cast, you're fine.
No, I'm asking you if you intend on casting ice or fire on him, whether it's an attack roll or a save. You're gonna
Oh,
debuff him. I'm trying to figure out with what.
I'm probably gonna do fire next.
I can take care of fire this turn.
Okay, so what I'm looking at is either A, I'm going to fairy fire him to give us advantage for attack rolls, or I'm going to bane him to give him a -4 on his saves. So you two are going to have to do the fire and ice because I don't have that. But I'm asking, do you think I should do fairy fire for attack rolls or bane for saves?
Um, well, doesn't Bane also affect ability checks and saving throws?
Saves and
Yes.
attacks. It's -1d4 from his attack rolls.
So I mean, yeah, I would do Bane rather than Fairy Fire.
Do Bane because I can be flexible in my damage.
Yeah, I've got both spells if need be, so I can cast both.
If worse comes to worse, I can magic missile, fire, and ice.
Yeah, and I've got Chromatic Orb and stuff like that, so I'm good. Chromatic Orb and Firebolt.
Those are both attack rolls, though, which does nothing for bane.
Well, if it attacks us, it needs that D1 or D4 would be nice.
It's fine. I can do save stuff too.
Yeah, and I've got stuff I can use. You're good.
Wow.
That's the end of my turn.
Very good. Bane is cast. Shino, it is your turn.
Well, bippity boppity bitch. Bane, huh? That's fine. And whatever. First level, change it to fire. Just to stop the regeneration this turn. Because I don't have a fire save. That I do actually, but I don't want to fireball it.
Very good. How many missiles was that? That was just the first.
Just a first.
So that's 6 damage. Blammo.
And I changed it to fire because I have burning hands, I believe. So that's where I can get the fire damage from. And how close is he?
Very good.
I'll just take a step back or two. I'm done.
It is going to attack Theo. Odds or evens? Shabazz, odds or evens?
Even.
The troll is going to attack Theo.
We're
The troll is big enough to still target Theo, even though you're flying, because the clearance is still only like 10 feet from surface level, and he's a big boy. Oof. Wait! He misses. He misses again. 2 claw attacks that miss because of Bane, and the bite is wide enough that you easily dodge it, ending the troll's turn.
You love to see it.
You do love to see it. Bane coming in.
See, I told you it was a good idea, Shabazz.
He was only after you.
We will start with Theo.
That's what a tank does.
We will start with Theo when we come back from our break. 10, 15 minutes. You guys know the drill. I will see you in a little bit. am back.
I have returned as well.
Ah, welcome. Do I want to get late night seaweed? Like a
Late
degenerate?
late night seaweed?
Yeah.
Like real seaweed? This isn't like a euphemism or anything?
No, yeah. Like those like Korean crispy seaweed snacks.
Oh. I mean, the more the merrier at that point then. By all means.
Oh, you're an enabler, Michael.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's no fun in saying no. Like, go ahead, see what happens. Do it. Do it.
It is true. I was told to watch my salt levels, but also, salt brings joy.
It's one of my food groups.
Yeah, salt is a food group. Exactly. I should also look into whether or not it's okay to feed a cat bacon strips.
I mean, if dogs can eat it.
Yeah, it's probably okay, right?
I mean, if I'm gonna have some salt, my cat should have some salt too.
Exactly. I know Jay goes fucking nuts over bacon. It's one of the few foods he will actively try to steal from me. Ah, welcome back. Looks like we're all back. So let us continue. Theodosius, I believe it is your turn after this troll had hilariously failed to land a blow on you.
All right. Well, Shino, you can do. I was like, oh no, where'd Shino go? Because the turn order was blocking you every time I moved it. Let's do this. I would like to cast Unspell. Occasionally you can see within range if the attack hits the creature takes. I can do cold again if you want to do fire.
If I'm doing fire, I'm gonna have to do magic missile or fire.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you.
Firebolt's fine. You do good damage with Firebolt at this level.
Yeah, Firebolt at 11 is 3d10. So,
I gotta tell you, as a quick aside, I do have a run through of Baldur's Gate 3 where I'm trying to do the thing, which I learned after that you could cheese, unfortunately, but I'm glad I did it legit. Where you get an achievement if you go through the game taking one level in every class, only one level in every class, and not talk to Withers about changing your class or respecing. And that build, man, I became the cantrip master. I couldn't cast anything above first level, but I became the fucking cantrip master.
because aren't isn't cantrips level up based on your total level, not your class level?
And
Correct.
it's a little late now, but you could have casted higher level spells at first level because Baldur's Gate 3 increases your spell level off of your class, not your off of your like character level, not class level.
Well, yeah, I had spell slots,
Yeah.
but I
You
didn't
could
have.
as a wizard, you could have had your wizard spell slots and learned like chain lightning and used one of your wizard spell slots for chain lightning.
Oh well,
But
I got
I
wizard
see what
early
you're
on.
getting at. Yeah.
I did my spell casting levels first.
Fair.
All right, so then I will go ahead and do a um, this is so okay, so question. This is a ranged spell attack. If I cast it at someone who's technically point blank at me, do I well, then no, okay, let me back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know the range? Will I get out of range if I will I invoke an attack of opportunity if I go back 10 feet?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so range is 5 feet. Okay. That leads to my next question. If I cast a ranged spell attack, do I cast that at disadvantage because it's technically point blank or what?
You
It depends on the spell.
Uh,
Is it rolling an attack? Like, is it rolling an attack roll like Firebolt, or is it a saving throw like
It's
Roll the Dead?
I roll an attack, a spell attack, because I'm on a cast chromatic orb. So um
Chromatic orb. Um,
make a ranged spell attack against the target. If the attack hits, the creature takes damage.
a ranged spell attack is the same as a ranged weapon attack. It's
Yes.
disadvantage at 5 feet.
yes.
Unless
Okay.
you've got the feat that says it's not.
I might. Hold on.
I think it's Spell Sniper.
I think
It's
so
not a
too.
good feat.
I have Sculpt, Linguist, Potent, Warcaster, Empowered Fighting Style. Well, that might work. Action Surge. Oh, I forget. I have Action Surges. That's nice. Um, well, it is Bane, so you know what? I will, I will risk it. So I would like to fly away
I see.
to here.
He will attempt a claw attack and
Ah,
miss.
miss. Sweet. All right, and now I will do a chromatic orb uh, without disadvantage. Oh, geez.
You have an inspiration.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that just in case. Boop. Much better.
17 is a hit.
And then that,
We'll take the first. We'll take the first damage roll.
and then I just want to validate, make sure that I could have sworn I. See, that's weird. Like I went through my page last time. I think it's because when I leveled up, it reset everything. But so that'll be 13 points of damage. Damage
What type?
of cold.
Snow globe. Oh, it hurts.
I hurl an icy. It's not a snowball. It's just an ice ball right at him.
Hell yeah. Got anything else for us, Theo?
No, that'll be my turn.
Shabazz?
Alright, we gotta get some damage going on him. Well, bonus action, Hexblade to curse him.
Ooh. Double
Ooh,
curse.
Dude, that Hexblade's curse is proficiency. That's gotta be switched. That's an additional 1. We'll deal with it in a second.
Also, are you close enough?
120 feet on Eldritch Blast.
No,
Well,
Hexblade's
yeah.
curse is 30 feet.
Hexblade's first. Hexblade's curse. You need to be within 30 feet.
I'll just have Shabazz pull the boat, or Pizzazz pull the boat far enough.
Yeah, not that big of a deal. Seeing it now. So move 5 feet closer.
Oh, I have magic missile
Hit him with a
too.
curse, and then start smacking him. Hexblade, Hexblade's curse. Get a bonus to damage rolls.
Yeah, 19 on crits as well, but
He has an AC of 15, so only one of those is going to hit, unfortunately, for 11 damage.
the one that hit was only. Oh, are you just taking the first damage? Because the one that hit was only 7 damage. Well, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, with a curse.
Yeah, added, and it's actually the curse is actually 5. I just changed it because our proficiency went up.
Ah, right. Pardon me. I'll give you another point of damage there, buddy.
All right, that's the end of my turn.
Shino, what do we want to do? Firebolt, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that hits.
If I had a Hexblade's curse, that would be a crit.
Would be.
Except I roll like shit. I realize you have baned him and we're attacking AC. I understand the irony in that.
I wonder if you're also a champion if that increases to 18 to 20.
Champion does stack, yes.
Wow.
Because champion lowers it 1 stage.
Wow.
Or at least I believe it stacks. It's 2 different
Champion.
sources of.
Yeah, I believe it does too.
So champion is so good for a subclass that is so braveless.
Champion really is just like, I don't want to deal with fighter shenanigans, so I'll just have a bunch of cool passives.
Yeah. It is weapon go burr.
I'm done.
The troll's gonna go into the water and then emerge and attack Theo again, because Theo's the only motherfucker close to it.
That's the point.
I need a quick
1, 2, 3. Understood. All 3 of those miss. Be swift, because it is Theo's turn and you're on deck, Shabazz. All right, Theo, what are we doing?
All right. We're gonna go ahead and do I want, because it gets what, 10 damage per round? We might as well.
And regen.
Yeah, we'll go to. Oh, because I was thinking I could do like my Toll the Deads are pretty high even with the regen.
It is true. None of you picked up Ray of Frost?
Not as a cantrip.
Not any one of you?
I
All right.
fight.
I have frosty fingers.
Oh.
But that's a spell slot, so I don't really want to use my spell slot. So we will do a fire bolt. Ka-chow. Actually, no. I'm going to evade. 35, 40. We'll go over here. I believe that it provokes an attack of opportunity.
It is. He misses.
Sweet. Fire bolt. That has my +3.
You miss.
Darn. You hate to see it. And then, no, I want to save that for later. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Shabazz.
Pew. Pew.
Get him. Wow.
Pew.
Here we go.
Oops, that was the wrong button.
Well,
There's the fourth pew.
3 out of 4 hit for a total of. Is that doing 5? It is doing 5. Sweet.
And the end of my turn.
Wow, my brain shorted the fuck out. $42? I believe that's 42 damage.
God damn, motherfucking damn.
6,
Yeah, it's chunky.
18, 31, 39 points of damage.
Got it. Thank you. Anything else, Shabazz?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Feed your cats. Shino, it is your turn.
Alright. Theo did fire and missed, so he's gonna regen at least 5, but it doesn't matter because Shabazz just deleted this man. So I will attempt with fire as well. Because I'm pretty sure he's better at con saves than targeting AC. Duh. Well, he's gonna regen the full 10.
Wow. You got anything else for us, Shino?
Disappointment.
Everybody has their off days. The troll's gonna come for Shabazz. Seeing as he's physically closest. And hit him with 3 rail cannons. Two claw swipes. Both of them missing. And a bite. That misses. That's going to be his turn. Theo, please proceed.
All right. I would like to toll the dead. Bloop. What's a wisdom saving throw, which is what, 3D? It moved 3D12. +3.
That's necromancy. Don't you only get that on
Yep,
evocation?
you are correct. So just 38.
Wait, hold on. Is it just evocation cantrips?
Yes.
You're also rolling 20s and not 12s.
Oh, I am. Oops.
Let's do a reroll. Let's see it again.
Still not bad.
Not too shabby.
Those numbers were just high enough to be like, wait a minute.
Wow, this sucks. You got anything else for us?
Nah, I'm
was-
good.
It was more like, how the fuck does Toll the Dead at 3d12 do 38?
With a max of 36.
It is Shabaz's turn.
He a large creature?
He is a large creature.
That's a lot. Yeah, I guess so.
He's a large creature.
Oh, that's the Dissonant Whispers time.
I might hit him with my net.
Oh! I did not see that coming.
Yeah, you got him. I'm netted.
And then I'll try to step off the boat and back away from it.
Why?
And end my turn. I think he can have an... he's restrained, so he can have an attack of opportunity. It's just a disadvantage.
It sure is. He misses. And if that's everything, then I believe that makes it Shino's turn.
Okay. Probably not a good idea to firebolt that he's netted.
No, that's fine. It's a magic net.
Oh, I can?
The net is made of magic.
Okay.
The net is made out of hobgoblin patriotism.
Still, I'm kind of half tempted to just frostbite because of Bane anyways, but frostbite is a con save.
It did really good bad on its con save last time.
He might have disadvantage if he's restrained. I think he actually does.
Disadvantage to
Attack
saves?
rolls. Attack rolls. Or you have advantage. I'm sorry, you have advantage on attack rolls if he's restrained.
Oh, I have advantage.
Correct.
Oh, well then that makes that easy.
Shabazz has been very helpful.
He has.
Have an inspiration. That's it? Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow! What the fuck? Single digit on 3d10? Might as well not even roll. I'm done.
Troll recovers 5 HP. Still a net loss. I can't move. He is gonna try to get out of your magic net,
Oh, that's right. Your net doesn't do damage.
which he has disadvantage on.
It's only a 10 DC though,
That is true.
and it's a strength save.
He has released himself. That's his action. He's
We
going
like
for Shabazz.
fishnets.
Sorry?
Said I like fishnets.
Fishnets are pretty top tier. That's the Troll Lake's full turn. Round 5, Theo, what do we got?
I'm going to fly over and cast Firebolt. You know, I'm really tired of you messing with us. Stay down as I cast Firebolt.
Oh, I'm dead for the time being.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that mechanic.
He goes down. Anything else, Theo?
No. I don't have an offhand attack that I can use. Nope.
Shabazz, it is your turn.
Different ability stack, yeah. I'm pretty
Yep.
certain. And we want... Are you attacking Shino, or are you
I'm going to frostbite to do cold damage, which is gonna proc a con save.
Which he's not going to make because he's dead.
And I think
Oh, wow.
with my frostbite might actually kill him for good.
Yes, it will. If you get him before his turn, then yeah. So you guys have functionally won as long as Shino remembers to
nice.
cast Frostbite.
Nice.
My God.
It's fucking brilliant.
Oh. Jeez.
So that's minus 2d4.
Yeah.
My brain.
That's awesome.
Very good. Anything? Oh, pardon me. Anything else, Shabazz?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Then it is Shino's turn. So he's dead. He automatically fails this, but just for shits and giggles. He doesn't have disadvantage, so that's 11. He's already failed, but also that drops down to 5. He rolled a 5. He's dead.
That was smart. I never would have thought to do Bane and Mind Sliver.
I studied a lot of debuffing before I got Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, apparently.
Man, I think you would enjoy Pathfinder or
You
find
would.
it maddening. But you would be very, very good at it.
You would be excellent at it.
It'd be horrifying.
Teddy would hate you, but also love you because you're so good at it.
Either way, he dies.
We actually didn't even take a hit that round or that fight, did we?
That is true. You guys
No.
dominated. He leaves a spell scroll. And a small pouch.
What's in the box?
Inside the pouch is a potion of air breathing.
Air breathing?
Yep. It allows the subject to, for 8 hours, breathe air as if it were water.
Interesting.
Huh. I don't know why I found that funny.
I'll need 2 seconds real quick to go do that cat thing. I'll be right back.
Very good. There's also 3 scrolls of Ray of Frost. As well as 24 gold.
24.
My man be balling.
I mean, kind of. He's been paying. He was being paid real good.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the boat. Is there anything underwater that Navi can see? Now that
Nothing that isn't gross.
okay. Is there anything more to this room?
No, not from what you can see.
Do I just like okay. Okay.
It's a rather utilitarian room.
Yeah. I'll probably head back to the boat. And I think we could.
No. Shino isn't flying anymore.
It's been 10 minutes.
No, Bane.
Yeah, I had to drop my concentration for Bane.
Oh.
Not that it mattered too much from what I could tell you. You moved within your regular movement speed, anyways.
And I had water walk, so I can
That's
walk
true.
across water. Yeah, all right.
Can each of you? No. Can Theo roll a d6 for me?
Uh-oh.
You not back in the boat, buddy?
Well, I thought the boat was like right here, so I don't remember where it was. What happens if I say no? What if I say no, I don't want to roll a d6?
Then I'll ask someone else to roll a d6.
What if they
And
say
if they don't-
they want to roll a d12?
They can roll a d12 if they want. If they really want.
Refusal is just automatic failure.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Whatever might happen there. But yeah, where do you guys want to go from here? I'll group you all together.
I think we should float down the waterfall. I can carry the boat with my wings and my strength, and we could just feather fall down.
It's the waterfall, or we go back to the room we came in and try the left path.
That too.
If we're hesitant about going down a waterfall and not necessarily coming back up.
Hey, I just thought of something.
Yeah?
We're still telepathically bonded to Hargrim. Hey, where you at, buddy?
No, no, you got to talk to him in his native tongue. Uh,
Is
he's
he
water now.
Aquan? No.
No.
Ironically, I know Dwarven.
Does he respond to us at all?
I am in the most embrace of my lady. Having
Oh,
a
are
time,
you?
fellas. Yeah.
How did you get your language proficiencies all in one group like
I forget what I did. I pressed a button. The settings.
that? Uh-huh.
And what did I do? I think I went into my sheet, like actual sheet settings. And I think I have it for. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't remember. I did it, and I don't remember.
That's okay. I was just more curious than
Huh.
anything.
I will
Bit of
figure it out and
writing.
tell you.
Your answer to his question of how did you do that was, I did it.
Yeah.
Pretty housey answer.
That's a sorcerer answer if I've ever heard one.
um, what were we
Anyway.
doing?
Hargrim's in the embrace of his lady, huh?
Interesting. Well,
Would you
not
all
for
like to
long.
talk to her?
Oh, I'll have a talking to, alright.
Just open up your minds and your hearts to her embrace. Boy, I sure hope I remember saying all this after the New Year's.
I'll write it down specifically for this moment.
Bully's gonna come after me.
Well, waterfall or back towards where we started and take
Yeah,
that?
we can take the waterfall. We've got pizzazz too, so getting the boat down shouldn't be difficult.
Alright.
Oh, I forgot he's got the ogre strength bracers too. So
Yeah, Theo can just like hold one end of the boat,
Yeah.
Pizzazz pull the other.
do you want to send Navi down there first?
I guess I could.
How far can Navi get? Because we can stay on land.
Navi's got a
All the way over
300
there.
foot leash.
You could go there, and this is about as close as you can get before the currents start.
Navi, go! Here, I'll move her there. And if you need to move me, you can. I don't know if I can move myself down there.
Navi quit it. Fine. Navi,
Whoa!
you're a medium-sized creature for the purposes of this. She started stretching instead of just like moving when I clicked on her.
Oh, I'm sorry. What does enlarged Navi see?
One giant floating eyeball with fairy wings. A long pool fills the cavern, broken only by an island bristling with stalagmites. A corpse floats face down in the water near the island.
That's it. That's surprisingly little and ominous.
Or is there any place else you'd like to explore in more detail?
Well, I'll tell everyone. Things appear fine. I'll go underwater in the immediate area. I'll go underwater
Understood.
in the immediate area, see what happens. If there's like, we can go down the waterfall safely and be fine. And then I'll probably do a little forward scouting, a little bit more.
When you submerge, you immediately find an underwater tunnel right next to you.
Oh. Okay.
It leads to into another underwater chamber, but from this angle, it does not provide too many important details besides obvious aquatic features.
And since it's underwater, we have to go underwater to go through it?
Yes, you would have to dive in order to use that tunnel.
How does that work with water walk?
Well, it's
You
gonna
can-
try to raise us to the surface, but if you can't get to the surface. So if it's a cave, we should be all right. We're just gonna be on this ceiling for a bit.
Yeah. Climb down the wall.
Okay.
Any other places around the room that you would like to explore in more detail?
There. Above and under. I'm assuming the body's like here?
Correct.
Okay.
Also there, among the stalagmites stands a large drum.
Drum?
A drum.
The drum go dumb.
Complete with beaten sticks. It's like one of those like a big jobbies that stand like up to your waist.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. You imagine the sound reverberates through these caves really well. The corpse seems to belong to a crushing wave initiate. It appears that they got crushed. Oh yes, I see. Yes. It looks like they got crushed by some kind of, from the looks of things, like some kind of portcullis or something along those lines. Like they were pinned, and then the front half of their body was clawed at and eaten. The bite marks look humanoid. Also, notice Shabazz, you got your net back. I understand. When you submerge under the water, you see an underwater gate to the north.
Oh man. We're finding so many secret tunnels.
The tunnel is blocked by a sturdy and locked iron gate. 4 short chains ending in manacles are anchored to the iron bars of the gate.
Okay. I'm relaying this all back to the group, by the way. Just so we all can piece together what's happening here. 4 chains with manacles are chained to the gate.
Indeed.
Does the gate have a keyhole opening?
It does have a keyhole opening.
Oh, so it can be picked.
It can.
Alright.
As can the manacles, if they should happen to close.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. And I'll do a final above and below.
It is distant, but you hear impish cackling down the southern cavern.
Okay.
You don't see anything, but they're high-pitched cackles and laughter and screeches, much like you would imagine from. Well, you're a wizard. You're rather experienced wizard. Even before you went deaf, you would have encountered entities like this, probably like an imp, a quasit, or some kind of mephit.
Probably ice method if I'm gonna choose between the 3. What I would guess.
It's not good. All demons have advantage on pretty much all magical saves.
Well, then I guess we'll fairy fire them. Alright, I'll tell everyone what I saw and saying that it's probably initially safe to go down the waterfall. But there's a tunnel and a locked tunnel and a body, and then probably don't go any further south than past that little island bank.
But you will have to proceed south eventually, from the looks of things.
Right.
Well, I guess there is the 2 water tunnels over here.
Just to not trigger another fight we're not prepared for, I'll say we shouldn't go south quite yet.
Okay.
Or until we're ready to take on something.
So I think we're good to go down then, right?
I guess this is more air quotes metagaming, but I don't see any arrows on the map aside from the top of the waterfall. So
Yeah.
it seems like it's just a big current into the waterfall, and then everything's fine. For a
Yeah,
bit.
that's not meant to be that's not meant to be metagaming. Those arrows are there as a visual representation for your characters seeing currents.
Okay. Well then, Navi doesn't see any currents once we're down at the bottom of the waterfall, so we can sit there and chill for a bit.
It's true. Down you go.
Yar.
Indeed. With the boat.
The journey is successful, if a little bit awkward. You should be able to get back up the waterfall this way, but it will be difficult for Pizzazz and Theo, largely because it's kind of a narrow opening. The when the waterfall descends, the cavern roof sort of slopes down with it for a while. So definitely not impossible, but you can you can sort of recognize that should combat break out and you need to retreat, right? It might be more dangerous if you want to go through there quickly. So you kind of descend at a safer pace this time. There's a risk involved if you want to try to rush through, but if you take your time, perfectly safe.
Does the dead body on the island bank have all of his limbs?
For the most part, but he doesn't have all of his bones in those limbs.
I don't think that matters for what I'm thinking of.
You
Missing a
think
few
that's
fingers.
odd?
No, it's just the
He's all there, but his femur's gone.
He's missing his tibula, but he's got a fibula.
His clavicle just disappeared, but the rest of him's there.
And you want to make a medicine check?
I mean, I can, but what I'm thinking doesn't matter. Or I don't know if it matters or not. You know what? Maybe this medicine check will tell me if it matters.
So it looks like what happened is that he was working near the portcullis. The portcullis came down and snagged him, right? Pinned him at around the waist. And then something came by and started eating the half that was past the portcullis. So the bones that are missing are either broken or stuff like he's missing fingers because something bit them off. But by and large, still has all of his limbs. They're just not entirely intact.
So was he chained to that portcullis then?
He does not look like he was chained to that portcullis. You imagine if he was, then more than just his top half would have been nibbled on.
Because what I was thinking is maybe the key to open the portcullis, aside from picking it, is just put the dead body in the shackles and it will open. I don't know why I think that might work, but I think it might work.
Oh wait, the corpse does have a ring with 2 keys.
Oh. Well, never mind.
Where's the corpse at on the map?
Right here by the drum.
I was just wondering if I could.
Sorry?
If it was within range to mage hand the keys.
Oh yeah, easy. It almost looks like the corpse was like laid out semi-reverently, like somebody had collected it and just laid it by the drums to deal with later. What's that, Theo?
Do we know what this is, or is that?
That's an underwater tunnel.
That's you.
Oh. Well, we have
And
water
yeah.
breathing.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's another one over here, which is the portcullis in question.
Indeed. This passage is an underwater tunnel that descends downward, so you can't really see what's on the other side, but you do know that it leads somewhere.
What do you think? Right there?
I mean, we have water breathing.
Yeah. We got the water walking too, but as soon as we're fully underwater, that affects attacks and stuff. I don't think magical attacks are effective though. Even ranged magic is okay, isn't it?
Yes. It is okay. The only thing that's affected is fire damage. Everything that's submerged is treated as having resistance to fire. That's the only real thing.
But I think both ways are underwater anyway at this point, so.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like electric spells should double their range, but maybe that's just me. Sheena also had the idea of tying up the corpse to the manacles and seeing what happens.
I did, but that's more of like before I knew there was keys. This is another situation where like I don't know if this dead body is gonna reanimate or something.
I was just tossing it out there. Do either of you wizards have Speak with the Dead?
No.
I think it's 3rd level.
That I think that's a cleric
If any
paladin
wizard,
spell.
if any wizard had it, it's the
It's a
wizard that's
necromancy
not
spell.
here.
Wizards can get it. It's necromancy. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, bards actually can cast it too, it says. Does it still have a mouth?
Yeah, for the most part. He's only been dead for a little less than a day.
I know. I say we go down the underground or underwater tunnel here that we're closest to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We can always come back to this room, so sure.
Probably gonna have to ditch the boat unless there's a place to tie it up.
I mean, could we just throw it on that little island?
Yeah, you could moor it to the island. Pizzazz will keep watch. As you all will be swimming. Pizzazz is not much of a swimmer.
I would like to cast freedom of movement on myself through my dragon mark.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you descend then? Into the depths.
Yes.
So, I mean, yes, that's fine, but I never fully understood how prestidigitation works. But my intent is, can I have like a little effect that keeps my clothes dry?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Prestidigitation can do that.
Okay.
Do either of you wizards have the 1st level spell that grants additional movement?
First level
Because-
spell.
Long Strider?
Yeah.
Or Expeditious Retreat is one too, I believe.
I think Longstrider just gives you 10 extra feet of movement, right?
Yes.
Expeditious retreat only.
That one's
Well,
concentration, though, right?
it is concentration up to 10 minutes. Spells allows you to move at an incredible pace when you cast a spell. Use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns until the spell ends. You can take the dash action.
No, I don't want concentration. I was just looking for Longstrider because now that we're fully submerged without a swim speed, our movement is halved.
Your movement is halved.
Well, yours is for now too, but
Well,
I
have freedom of movement, so I can.
is that one not concentration?
Nope. And it's for an hour.
Can you only cast that through your dragon mark?
Yes, that's one of the spells I get for my mark.
Oh yeah, no concentration. Cannot be paralyzed, restrained, or have movement reduced. Neat. Also will spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or a creature that is grappled.
I didn't know that.
Finally, being underwater imposes no penalties on the target's movements or attacks.
I mean, that's 4th level versus 1st level, too, because the extra 10 feet of movement would put me up to 40, half would be 20.
I don't have the spell. I'm sorry.
Do you have it, Theo?
I do not know. I have Expeditious Retreat, but I can only cast that on myself. Which would allow me to take an additional dash action as a bonus action, so that I could technically have regular speed, and I could have, if we want to retcon it, I could give someone else my freedom of movement because it's any willing creature.
Yeah,
No, we're in already. I was just looking. It doesn't make sense to use extra 4th level spell slots either. So.
Well, it doesn't take a spell slot, so that's why I used it.
Well, Theo's house rules pretty much let you, if you have the spell, you can cast it with your spell slots. Is that not true for the dragon?
Yeah, that's true.
Spells?
That is true, because he's also a caster. Theo could choose to spend a spell slot to cast it again, if he so chooses.
But that's a 4th level spell, when I could instead use Gravity Sinkhole or Summon Elemental or Polymorph or Banishment or...
Well, your companions now. Both of us only have 15 feet of movement.
Could we tie a rope to me and negate that?
No.
Even with my 19 strength?
The rope will slip off of you because because they would drag you down, therefore hindering your movement, and that can't happen. So you would spend 5 feet of your movement, and you would escape the rope.
I mean, technically, I could cast it 2 more times, and it'll last an hour, if we so choose. But that's all my 4th levels.
You could.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to weigh. I mean, I know it's a 4th level spell slot, but 15 feet of movement's rough.
Yeah, especially trying to get away.
But it's also something we don't have to decide right now either.
It's true. What I would like is a D6 from Shino and a D100 from Shabazz.
You give him the cool die.
Very good. Thank you. Water drips from the stalactites of this serene cave as you emerge from the water. Your gasps for air echo through the gloom. Wide rock ledges extend around the perimeter, and natural stone islands provide ample room to sit or lie down. Because you entered, the way you did, you spy on the opposite end of the room another undersea tunnel.
Oh.
I wonder if this wraps around to the other side, the left side at the entrance.
Probably.
You can send Navi up to 300 feet down there, can't you?
You're right.
I would also like everyone to roll a perception check.
A perception check.
Yes.
I guess I should be taking notes.
Shino and Shabazz, you spy in the southernmost section of the cavern, nestled in between the two islands. There is a curious formation of stones secured in the wall with bubbles coming from the crevices. With a little bit of deduction, you identify that that is a secret door. However, it is one way. Whatever passageway that leads to, it only opens from the other side and cannot be opened from this side by normal means. In addition, Shino, you find small animal bones and other signs that suggest that a creature lives here as its den, though it is not here now. It also appears to not be a very monstrous creature. Everything seen here is pretty indicative of a normal, if rather large, beast. An animal, so to speak, not a monster. You or any of your companions can make a nature check to identify what sort of creature lives here.
Is nature wisdom or int?
Intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's one of you two.
If someone's proficient, they're already better than me.
I am not, but I do have a +3.
Isn't yours?
Sorry, what's that?
Shino should be +5, right?
Yeah, but that's all it is.
That's still the highest of all of us.
All right, let's raw dog it. Let's see what non-freaking nature of nature is in here. Oh shit. Okay.
This is the den of an octopus. Particularly what is commonly known as a giant octopus. A large creature of notable intelligence. And remarkably mundane. They can release ink clouds and they can attack with their tentacles. And they have a knack with camouflaging with their surroundings, but you can confirm that it is not here now.
Okay.
What you imagine is the case is that it is likely out hunting. Considering from what you've read on these creatures, they are subtle and do not prefer to enter into combat or conflict if they can help it. But if they feel like they are under threat, they will defend themselves.
All right.
They have about the equivalent intelligence of a toddler. Shino is traversing through the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like a wall of text is about to be read to me.
You come across a wall of text.
Congratulations.
Heavy rain batters what must be a gigantic cavern, its walls and ceiling lost in the driving storm. Even the roar of the waterfalls to the north, west, and south hush beneath the rain's noise as it strikes the water. At the center of the cavern,
The shattered hulks of sailing vessels lean upon their sides. Barnacles cling to the hulls. Humanoid skeletons droop from the rigging or lie in tangled piles, and a seaweed hangs from the gunwales.
Jimmy.
You do not see Jimmy yet.
What about Pirate Stave?
We will see. The waterfall up here goes up about 40 feet. And despite the enormity of this cavern, the water itself is only about 5 feet deep.
How big are the ships?
They're like sloops. They're actually not very big. They're not like galleys or anything.
Okay. Is there signs of an octopus nearby?
Make a perception check.
I keep wanting to click persuasion because I'm better at that. But persuasion is not perception.
You know what? I'm proficient. You can roll again with or for advantage.
Sure.
Oh, crit.
I got better.
It would appear that the ships do not have any feasible way to have gotten down here themselves. They are small fishing vessels, none of them or personal merchant vessels. They're not really built for long-term sea travel with a lot of passengers. That said, they should provide good footing. And more than likely do have some kind of cargo, though you can't imagine what sort of cargo they might have, or what condition it's in until you take a closer look. There is no sign of an octopus. In fact, it seems to indicate that the octopus will avoid going south. As Navi peers around the area, Navi does see a huge silhouette in the water weaving its way through the graveyard of ships.
Ooh.
It has multiple heads, from what you can count, 5 long serpentine heads that slither through the water looking for prey.
All right. That's spectacular.
You can make an Arcana check.
I think I have an idea what this is, but I'll do it anyways.
I'm just saying, we saw Hydra earlier.
It could very well be a Hydra. With an Arcana of 12, currently you are more concerned with the possibility of a Hydra than you are with trying to figure out the mystery of how these ships in the rain got down here. Shino, can you roll another d6 for me?
Another? Okay.
Yes, please.
Have a 2. Have another 2.
There is a ringing in your mind. It's not loud or egregious, but enough that it is notable. And because of your telepathic connection, it reaches the rest of you.
Is this for Hargrim Wood?
This is not from Hargrim.
Oh. I have no idea what
You all receive an image. You receive an image, a view from the very waterfall you saw before, but from the opposite direction, from above it looking down. You don't see Navi, so it seems like more of a memory than it is like a direct than a direct image of like a creature's POV or anything like that. A mental snapshot, if you will. But you see an island at the back of a cavern, flanked by 10 pillars that rise up out of the water, columns ascending from the water. Each one is decorated with a mosaic depicting uh, depicting hobgoblins, goblins, bugbears, and orcs. Descending into the fanged maw of a and then the image ends. The ringing stops. The island did seem to be like an altar to you, though, some kind of place of worship.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned like hobgoblins and stuff, so that's probably a place to go.
Listen, I'm just reading from the tables.
All right, I'm gonna send Navi back and just being like, that tunnel has a lot of shit to deal with,
Hmm.
and relay the the Hail Hydra, the ships. We all saw the mental image and just the general area that Navi saw, like more waterfalls and a big open cavern. And it's just like, we can go that way, but there's a lot of shit over there.
It's the only choice we have other than going back through the tunnel, back to the dead body.
That's true.
There was also the other route at the very beginning.
Which
It
also
says a disembodied voice. Says Jack through the telepathic link.
Yeah, we could try that way. I mean, depends on kind of how we're feeling. Like if we're feeling up to the task, I don't mind doing a cleaning, a cleansing of this area, but at the same time, if we want to kind of conserve and just explore, we could just go back and look at option B.
So yeah, there's a threat of a Hydra this way. Also, you saw those currents.
I did see currents, and it looked like the waterfalls were falling down into the cavern, right?
Yes. So the waterfalls that you saw, you'd have to go up them.
Yeah.
That leads us to the other issue. If you go this way, you're kind of committing to not bringing Pizzazz, or Pizzazz having to find his own way, or being resummoned.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But that's a ritual to resummon it, or is it an action?
It's an action, but it's like a 10-minute cast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. I mean, I don't want to discredit it, but Pizzazz, I ultimately use him for movement and positioning. He's fun to have because 90 feet of flying is 90 feet of flying, but it's also not required either. because I can just resummon him if necessary.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And we do have the telepathic link as well, so
That's true. Yeah, just saying, it's something to consider.
I ain't scared of the Hydra. I say let's go check out the Hydra.
Okay.
Have we fought a Hydra in the past?
Yes.
Ooh, were you here for that? That's
I
what
don't remember.
we cast a whole monster on it. We annihilated it.
We
Mm.
killed it before turn 1 was over.
Gotcha.
But we got really lucky.
Yeah, we crushed it, but it also didn't attack. It didn't have a chance to.
Gotcha. Okay.
There could be more than just the alleged Hydra too.
Yeah, what's
Right.
hanging out with a Hydra though?
Red Skull.
Touche.
A bunch of zombie Nazis start crawling out of the boats.
And some guy with a shield.
What
Oh,
is
he'd
this,
help ya.
America?
He starts explaining America to you guys. You're like, that just sounds like Breland. But with more donuts.
I'm fine with whatever we do, but I do eventually kind of want to chain that body to the portcullis at some point. Or at least just go through the portcullis and see what was on the other side. But it doesn't have to be now.
Like I'm not looking to stall either, but it's also 8 minutes to game. We could wait until we have the other boys back too.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because a
Portcullis.
Hydra is a Hydra, but a Hydra with Hargrim and Jax would.
There's one for
Yeah.
one head for each of us.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a Shino head joke in there somewhere, but it's too late.
I say, why don't we play with some dead skeletons and then when the rest of our party is feeling more talkative, we can figure out if we want to go to the Hydra.
Seems to me like my impulse of wanting to chain a dead body is going to happen.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
We still have time.
All right.
Because I don't think we're moving forward from here. Because
Yeah, I'll be honest. You're looking at encounters no matter which way you go,
Yeah.
potentially.
Oh. Oh.
Sorry, I just started moving people.
No, that's fair.
So you chain the dead body to the manacles over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see what happens.
Okay.
Why not? There's ironically 4 manacles and a person with 4 limbs dead. That seems. Oh.
The small tunnel. After you chain the body up, causes a ghast and a number of ghouls to start climbing down and into the tunnel, and they start eating the corpse's legs and whatever meat is in his upper torso.
Oh my.
So that's what the nibbler was. I thought it was the octopus.
Nope. And if you maintain your distance, they don't have enough strength to get through the iron gate. So they'll just pick the meat clean and take whatever bones they can, and eventually, unless you guys do anything, retreat back up the cave when it looks like that there's no more food to be had.
Well, that was unironically very good information. So about this drum.
So about this witch?
The drum.
The drum.
I'm hesitant to bang a drum.
Well, you can roll an insight.
Can I vibe check the drum?
Yeah. Right.
It's got some nice leather
So
top.
it's the drum is open to your attempted seduction. No.
It turns out the
The-
drum is a masochist that likes to be beat.
Yeah. The drum.
Sadist.
Oh, that's good. I have inspiration for that. A drum is a masochist that likes to get beat. Well, here's the thing. You deduce that if you just hit it, it doesn't seem magical or anything, and its proximity to the undead and the kind of ritual here would suggest to you that maybe there is a simple rhythm that the ghouls can be summoned with, right? Like, imagine like taking like a live body, manacling them to the gate, coming back up here, and then getting the ghouls' attention. Boom, 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 boom. And that would let everybody else also know that the undead are being fed,
Oh.
which may or may not be important information. And if it was like an alarm, it might have to be like a different sort of bump, 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 right?
I see.
Suffice to say, it seems one of his primary purposes is to grab the attention of the ghouls if the body itself is not enough to do that. But also, it is a method of communication with other places in the cavern. The problem is you don't really have an ear for music,
Nope.
even with Navi. So you don't really know what sort of tune or music would be appropriate for that type of thing. Shabazz, you would, considering your profession. But it's still kind of a guess if you were to attempt to use the drums to try to get any musical message out to the rest of the cavern.
Would studying the drums at all help? Like where they've been played the most, or
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
I'll give you advantage.
thank you.
You always give me advantage.
Yeah, you can tell where it's been scuffed and beaten the most. So if you want, within reason, if you want to send a simple message throughout the caves, it will be a performance check, but you'll have advantage.
Huh.
Is that the choice that I have though? Like a warning message or like the feed the ghouls message?
It could be anything. It's kind of an expression thing. The message itself just needs to be simple. It could be like help, retreat, um, intruder, fight time, ghouls fed, right? Like as long as the idea is relatively simple, you could quote unquote say anything.
How big is the drum? Is it something we can take with us?
Yeah, you can take it with you. It is rather big. It sort of like stands up to your waist, right? And your two drumsticks are like a mace sized with like the cloth heads, right? But it's considering that it is a drum, right? It's not particularly heavy. You could like strap it to your back and carry it with you.
Do
It's a little cumbersome, but beyond that,
Any chance that the mental link with Hardrum would yield anything? Like, hey, buddy, you hearing any drum beats in your head?
the beats of my heart for Lady Hydra. Pizzazz will mention that if you want to take the drums, my liege, the aquatic vessel we've acquired has ample room.
I don't know that we need to take it. I was just trying to think of something that we could send as a message now, but I don't know that. I think it might just draw more attention to us than we need currently.
That is true. You do not need to necessarily use the drum.
I thought it was something special, but I guess not.
Well, it's special. It can be special, but no, it's more utilitarian than anything else, right? It's a tool.
Although finding out ghouls were behind there was a good idea, rather than picking the lock and finding out the hard way.
That kind of leads to like the big thing actually. That was sort of like the last piece of the puzzle for how this guy died, because he should have been able to free himself from the portcullis. So what probably happened is the ghast, because ghasts have a paralyzing claw. Ghast got him, paralyzed him, and then the ghouls just descended on him.
Paralyzed.
Indeed.
I wonder when we get the whole squad here together, we can just cantrip the ghasts from the portcullis. Oh, it's underwater then. Never mind.
And it looks like we are at time, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We leave our three intrepid spellcasters to their musings and machinations. And very little worse for wear. You guys handled that troll, no problem. Remember when those trolls were a problem?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean, Teddy? They're still very much a problem. You don't need to change them, whatever.
I'm not going to change them. They're grunts now. Grunts for you to take out at your leisure. You demigod-like menaces. Do we have any questions or comments? Anything of that nature that we want to discuss or get off our chests before we call it for the year? For the year?
For
Won't
the
see you guys
year.
until next year.
It's so far away.
I know.
Not core 2 related to the game, but in my other home game that I'm running an Eberron campaign, I am choosing to include Theo in it as a much older silver fox with his newly, or not newly, but new now, but with his arm, and I'm going to introduce him as the new head of the Orion House.
Hell yeah, brother.
Much older here. I'm gonna commission some art for it, but he's gonna have like some nice little beard and stuff like that. He's gonna look old. He's probably in his like 50s or 60s.
Hell yeah, that's rad as hell. Shino still hits on him.
Probably even more so.
I was just about to say that. The words were leaving my mouth.
Any chance she gets.
Well, I would love updates on that. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, after the new year I'm gonna commission some art for it because I wanna get this idea out of my head and it looks really cool and I wanna put it on paper.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh man. got the wings hanging on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The wings hanging
Oh, I
on.
couldn't figure out why you guys couldn't hear me. Stupid mute button on the mic.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I'm just bailing. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate, New Year, all that jazz.
Happy
You
Chrysler.
too.
I'll see you next game.
Bye.
Bye.
On that note, and I'll send Mud a message about this too. Just because I'm on break, I may not be very fast at answering questions, but my inbox is still open. So if you guys have like questions, like as usual, it costs nothing for you guys to like drop a message if there's anything on your guys' minds or you'll want to inquire about anything or anything of that nature. So there's some nice cameos or nice cameos.
Yes.
There will be. They're just getting started, so they're working their way towards it's gonna be a while, but once they get to Sharn and on Dare, then there'll be some fun cameos.
Heck yeah. I love me a good cameo.
Cameos are great. It's on Sundays and Saturdays I run Scion games for private parties, and the cameos in those are fucking insane because everyone is like a god or a demigod, so I can't like get rid of them.
Oh, I see.
So like every time we start like a new leg of the story or it's like another generation, there's always at least one player who's like, so what happened to our old characters? I'm like, fuck. I don't know, they're on a beach somewhere.
They're into
Can we talk about Ragnarok? And Misha's like, no. Tell me what happened to my hot Egyptian professor from Oxford. I'm like, all right. Um, but yeah, is there anything else on you guys' minds before we call it for the night?
I'm good.
I'm good, yeah.
Well, I want you guys to know I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate you guys playing. Uh, this game's a lot of fun, and I'm also very very excited for the next game that we'll be playing. I'm starting to learn just between us. I'm starting to learn how to like properly make like a Star Wars text crawl. I want to try and get that set up and
Speaking.
surprise everybody for that first session. Hello.
Um,
Hmm.
what is our like end goal for Star Wars? Are we going like 1 to 20, or are we just calling it at like whenever we feel like it?
Uh, I am writing and planning the campaign for 1 to 20.
Oh shit.
But also it's your guys' game and it's homebrew. So at any point, if we're like we as a collective aren't feeling it, then we can just like move on to something else, right? No pressure. No, you're not signed up to hit 20, or I'll send a lawyer after you. So, whatever goes goes. But what I am writing for is under the assumption that you guys want like a full on campaign, and if there's any excuse to deal with the goofy rules past level 14 where things really get stupid in like 18, 19, 20, those higher levels where you just start smashing things, I can't think of a better excuse than being Sith Lords.
Nice.
There's ripping Star Destroyers out of the sky and shit.
Right?
Nice. All right. Sweet. That makes me feel better because I feel like I was multi-classing a little too much and pulling myself in too many directions to fully utilize my build.
Yeah, no.
But if we're going the distance, then I'm like, oh hell yeah! All right.
I am structuring the campaign with each major act, each of the 5 acts based on like the different tenets of the Sith code thematically.
Mm.
And by the end, if you survive, because I'm also going to make it hard, but by the end, if you survive, part of your reward is phenomenal cosmic power. You guys are going to start with nothing but your class and racial features, right? No armor, no weapons, no credits, nothing. And there'll be more context when we start, right? And then ideally by the end, you will be dark lords in every sense of the words and every sense of the term.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, that's and there's no better place to play with phenomenal cosmic power than level 21.
Heck
Yeah,
All
I'm super excited. I think I've narrowed down my character art. I've narrowed down my backstory. I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm
Oh
basically
yeah.
there. I'm right there with you, buddy. My art is currently commissioned. My backstory is done. I have a rough roadmap of levels. And now that I know we're going the distance, I'm like, I don't feel bad being so spread out anymore.
Hmm.
I'm also not sure if we're going to do milestone or if we're going to do experience.
Ooh.
I
I'll be thinking
think
about that.
the Sith way would be experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
Because you got to get a leg up no matter what.
You got one experience for killing the commoner. It's one closer to level 20.
I think experience leveling is objectively the better leveling, but tempo wise, milestone is better.
Yeah,
But
Yes.
I find it really depends on the campaign.
yeah, the campaign does matter.
Milestone just works really well with this campaign, right? It's just diegetically easy. All right, we clear a dungeon, we get a level, easy. And Curse of Strahd has something easier, but uh, with something like Descent into Avernus, I kind of wish we did experience because there's some elements of that campaign that could like lend towards that a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. This group is really good, and I'm starting to lose it. So I think I gotta go and get myself ready for bed. I hope you guys have a wonderful holidays, um, and that lots of neat stuff and warm stories come with you into the new year. So once again, our next game will be on the 9th of January. And if I don't see you guys sooner, I will see you then. Sound good?
Alrighty.
Bye bye.